Welcome back to the Stephen Knight Show. We're so glad to be here. Our second show back since our summer break. Tonight we welcome the one and only Tito Jackson. He has a brand new album that he'll be discussing with us, so you'll definitely enjoy that interview. Want to remind you all over social media. We got Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and of course our official website, thestephennightshow.com, where you can also get our merch and whatnot. Check us out on YouTube. You all have been commenting on our videos, and we definitely appreciate that. Comment, subscribe. Now, I want to let you all know we've been nominated once again, which we're honored, for the ATL's Hottest Entertainment Awards for Hottest Online Radio Show. So please go to atlhottest.com. We can go to our website, stephennightshow.com, and vote. We definitely appreciate you. All right, how's everybody doing? Y'all good?
Yes, sir. It's Monday.
All right,
Yes,
Monday.
sir.
It's Monday. Let's get into the question of the day is, what are some benefits of social media? Miss Lynia, what are your thoughts?
I'm going to say you get to connect with people you may have never have had the opportunity to connect with before.
Yeah, that's true. What about you, Nayyir?
Yeah, it's like the cliff notes of society. You know, you can kind of get a little bit of everything that's going on in many different communities, you know, but you got to protect your emotions. You know, sometimes you get on there, somebody having a birthday, then somebody baby born, then somebody died, then somebody lost a leg, then, you know, you're going through all sorts of emotions, you know, but it is a cliff notes of what's happening.
Yeah. What about you, Chike?
Well, Stephen, you get to launch fine programs like the Stephen Knight Show, Conversations with Chike Evans, and No Lies Detected.
Uh-huh. Most definitely.
No Lies Detected.
Super plug.
Right. It's definitely good for marketing and whatnot. And also keeping up with, like, I feel like social media makes it something we're a little more connected, like with people that you went to school with or family members that you may not talk to every day, but you see what's kind of going on based on what they're posting. So, but I think it's also good. It lets you know who's having a birthday. Oh yeah, that's the birthday day. So, you know, anyway.
Well, also, Stephen, too, there's a downfall in that, you know, as far as what people, how they use the social media, because some people use that to keep tabs on people, and it's not always accurate.
No, that is true. That is true. That is true. Well, tweet us at home. Let us know what are the benefits of social media. All right, so last night was the 73rd Emmy Awards, and they returned to celebrate the best in television. Actor, comedian Cedric the Entertainer hosted the ceremony in LA, making him the only second solo Black host to host the events. Now, Ted Lasso, he went on into the night with the most nominations of 13. He took home four. Including Outstanding Lead Actor and Comedy Series for Outstanding Comedy Series. The Crown ended up with the most wins, racking up 7 Emmys. Debbie Allen, the multi-talented actress, singer, dancer, choreographer, director, she received the 2021 Governor's Award. Now, RuPaul also made history by winning the most Emmys ever by a person of color. I believe it was like 11 total. And then the event had a limited in-person audience made up of nominees and their guests. It was a shift from last year's show, which was particularly virtual due to coronavirus pandemic. Now, this year, all attendees were asked to show proof of vaccination against COVID-19 per the Television Academy. But they also said that although this was one of the most diverse in terms of nominees, not any people of color won for acting or directing. So they had the hashtag Emmy So White. Chike, I'll let you take this since this is your, you and Lynia, really. But I'll let you start off. What are your thoughts on the Emmys? It was very diverse, but yet people of color didn't win for those categories.
There's a long way to go. I mean, you know, the old adage, you know, we used to say we just wanted to be in the room, but you can be in the room and not be able to make decisions. Mm-hmm. We have to get to the point where we can make decisions. And some of the panel members of the electing branch of those organizations for entertainment need to be people of color. That's the only way that things are going to change. Mm-hmm. Purred.
Mm-hmm. Lynia, you're actress and filmmaker. What are your thoughts?
I'm going to say this yet again. I am so tired of hearing that this is the first of something for a Black person. It's ridiculous. I'm not surprised. We had so many Black actors nominated, and you mean to tell me not one?
Right.
As amazing as Lovecraft Country was nominated in every category.
Yeah.
And not one. They didn't win not one. Not one.
Yeah.
It was just like a snowfall yet again.
Nayyir, what are your thoughts on all this?
Chike got his hand. I want to hear what because this is their field, but I do have one comment, but I want to see what Chike is gonna.
I just want to give one example. You look at a dynamic show like Insecure, right? Insecure has been on for what, 5 years now?
Five.
5 years. No Emmys. Why? It's a dynamic show. It's because they do not understand our narrative. Insecure, and shout out to Issa Rae and the whole Insecure crew and staff, is a dynamic show about Black life in that age bracket.
Yep.
No Emmys. It's because they don't understand our life. We need people that understand, that are sitting at those judging tables, that can assess that this show is dynamic in that way, that it deserves this. They don't understand our narrative. They don't understand our stories.
Yeah.
That we come from a place where they believe that we're not marketable when it comes to that.
Right. And we've already shown, even like
Time and time.
With Time and Time, how successful we can be, even like Crazy Rich Asians, shows like that, outside of people of color, their stories, they do sell if you give them that platform. But now you said you had a comment.
It's a surface comment. It's based off of what Chike actually said. He said we need to people of color in the room to be able to make decisions. And I thought about that really quick, and I said, that I think that's true, but then he doubled back and made a better comment for me, which we can get people of color in those rooms, but if they're people of color like Larry Elders, Candace Owens, and many others like them, those ain't gonna work in the room either. They nothing more than people that are color that are thinking the other way. I think he corrected it or made it better for me when he said, we need people who understand the value of our narrative without comparing it and whitewashing the value of our narrative. There's no comparison to what our narrative is to someone else's. So it's got to be that kind of person in the room, wherever that person is and however they look, they've got to understand that our narrative is just as valuable, just as important, if not more, to this society than any other. So more than Emmys, the show probably need a Nobel Peace Prize. You know what I mean? In that regard, that's how we have to look at our work, so sad though. It's sad.
It is. And that so many talented people out there,
One who we just lost, by the way, The Wire actor,
Michael.
Yeah, he was one of those super talented artists that we lost. We didn't. Now they starting to give him some roses, but it's like, he was just as brilliant as Philip, and these other guys. He got deep in his roles, like Chike was saying.
But the people who knew him knew how genuine he was. The people who knew him, and they gave him his roses while he was here. And I think what aggravates me the most is because we've been so conditioned that they're having their status is the creme de la creme, that you don't get no better than that. That's part of the problem. Having their status, having them recognize us is what makes us creme of the creme, and that's a bunch of bullcrap.
Yep.
No, I agree. And I also read that Kerry Washington gave a tribute to him last night at the awards. So that's good. Well, Nicki Minaj, so she had a lot of people confused over the last week. So last weekend she sent waves across social media with her posts. The buzz began Monday when the award-winning rapper revealed that she would not be attending the 2021 Met Gala. She lacked childcare. She's saying during COVID she doesn't trust nannies and whatnot, and also because they required you to be vaccinated at the gala. And so she said she was still doing her research and that she had not been vaccinated yet. But she said she probably will get vaccinated. She said she knows Drake's gotten vaccinated and she'll probably get vaccinated so she can go back on tour. Well, By Friday morning, politicians, media personalities, and medical professionals had slammed Nicki's comments. By Friday afternoon, Nicki launched a public accusations against reporter Charlene Ramsad for allegedly threatening her family. Now, Nicki began by releasing screenshots of from WhatsApp messages from Charlene to her family members. In the messages, Charlene introduced herself in her position as a reporter at the Guardian Media. She reveals her intentions about speaking to a person named Mr. Daniel for an article. Charlene sent 8 messages on September 15th between 11:15 and 7:30 p.m. Where Charlene when she didn't receive a response, she switched gears and warned the receiver, Mr. Daniel, that another media outlet was searching for him in pursuit of the same story. She sent him 5 messages total in the second batch. But she said, just letting you know, CNN is in the country looking for you. And when they find you, they won't hesitate to reveal where you live or where your girlfriend lives, anyone who is tied to you. Now, to backtrack the story in question, it involves Nicki Minaj's cousin's friend. On Monday, the rapper alleged on Twitter that her cousin in Trinidad refused to get the vaccine because his friend experienced fertility issues following the COVID-19 vaccination. She was saying that he was about to get married and now his girlfriend has called it off, her fiance has called it off. But she did continue her readers to pray on their decision and to be comfortable with it instead of being bullied. Now, the backlash to her story came quick and hard. From Joy Reid to Dr. Fauci, Nicki faced heavy criticism from alleged misinformation. Then she shared talks of being invited to the White House, which she said was a step in the right direction. But soon after, the White House officials denied the invitation. They said, they gave her opportunity to talk to a doctor to answer whatever questions she had regarding the vaccination. This led to Instagram Live by Nicki. She fired back saying that her character was being assassinated and called Don Lemon Uncle Tamaya, whatever, because he's the one that said the White House did not invite her. He reported it. All right, so after she posted the WhatsApp message from that reporter, Charlene, she alleged that the media was forcing her family to hide out. She wrote threats against Charlene, telling her to count her days, among derogatory names like bitch and dirty hoe. She also released what appeared to be the reporter's phone number and 2 photos. Shortly after, Nicki seemingly uncovered a Twitter thread posted by Charlene on Thursday. Charlene spoke on Trinidad and Tobago being under the state of emergency and vaccination being the way out. In addition to statistics about unvaccinated population across the island, Charlene accused Nicki of using her platform to spread lies. She said, "We aren't some island fantasy you get to bring up when you're bored. 1,391 people have died from COVID-19 here. Leave us alone now." Nicki started to blast by questioning if the account from the post were the same person was harassing her family. She called her a dumb piece of shit. Nicki did. She said, "You use threats and manipulation. I also want to know that CNN feels about you, including them in this." So she was saying that CNN probably didn't feel good that she brought them in. Anyway, so a lot of people have come out against Nicki because of these stories and this craziness. Nayyir. Now, Nicki has, I think, 23 million followers on Twitter, and that's why a lot of people thought it was ill-advised for her to be tweeting things about the vaccination, especially when there's so many hesitancy in the Black community. What are your thoughts?
Wait, who said count your days? Like who?
He told the reporter, count her days.
How did it get to that, man? Oh my goodness. Well, this is just nuts, but this is what happens with platform, good and bad. So I don't really have much to comment on this. I think it's interesting and it's something to follow to kind of see how it evolves, because I do think there's a big lesson to be learned here. And as well, someone to make a comment, whether they have a large platform or a small platform, but especially when they have a large platform, you can see that if they become uncomfortable or under fire, anyone else could endure the same. So that would make someone less likely to stand up. That's mafia mentality, make someone less likely to stand up and really present real issues. That's what makes it hard now. That's not a good thing for America, I don't think, to make people scared to speak up or to ask questions or just to be inquisitive, you know. So that's really all I have. I think it's something to continue to watch.
Yeah.
Unfold.
At first, I didn't see anything really wrong with her comments initially when she was saying that she was still doing her research about the vaccination, and that's why she wasn't going to Met Gala, and she encouraged people to do their own research. I didn't see a real problem with that because she said, I probably will get vaccinated because I need to go on tour. You know what I mean? But then when she started talking about the cousin's friend, Lynia, what are your thoughts on all this?
The second part of that, the cousin's friend, sister's uncle, husband,
Right.
whoever,
Yeah.
that was the irresponsible part in her using her platform.
Right.
Because there is no data relating to that, but there is data when somebody catches a sexually transmitted disease and you have issues with procreating and stuff. It is data for that. So that part was irresponsible. It's one thing, you could be hesitant all you want, even though I know you wasn't hesitant with them butt shots, but whatever. That's neither here nor there. That's neither here nor there. You want to do your research, that's fine. But all
Wait, Nicki got butt shots?
Yes.
For real?
She been at them.
Nayyir. All of that is,
you know, we were talking about the comments last week, and on it, someone said she got ass shots, but she don't know what's in that, but she's scared of vaccination.
Like, that's the part that, and when Joy Reid talked about that, she said kind of what I said. It was just kind of irresponsible. Right. And Nicki Minaj's response was completely disrespectful because she called Joy Reid Uncle Tomina. Yeah. That's what she called Joy Reid.
No.
Joy Reid came back and she responded on the report. So classy. Right. She was like, this is a teachable moment because this is how you have the conversations. There's a difference between not wanting to get it and being hesitant. Her saying your cousin's uncle, sister, brother, monkey's dad, dog, that was irresponsible of her to say that. The first part, do your research. I didn't get it right away, so I understand.
Right.
But everything else after that, the way she talked about Joy Reid, I don't know what happened with her and this chick. I know, something happened, but she been getting on social media doing this. And it ain't been talking, she's not speaking eloquently. And leave it alone though.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go research butt shots.
Right. Chike, what do you thought?
So at one point in time, in our community, people of color, there was a thing, or is a thing, some people still use it. I know I still use it sometimes, a thing called the black tax, where because you are a person of color, you have to go above and beyond the call of duty to just save face, to be even, to be equal. Right. So I'm going to say Nicki did not utilize her black tax when she decided to open her mouth and think about her being a woman of color representing a facet of the community and her generation when she opens her mouth to speak. And you coming up against Auntie Joy that way. I revere Joy Reid. She is like an apex media personality, newscaster, journalist. She's apex. You do not come up against her. And the blatant disrespect is appalling. Like Nayyir said, you have a platform. Use it wisely.
Right.
Because these people are looking to eviscerate you any way they can. You don't think that they're already upset that you make millions and millions of dollars shaking that butt and rhyming? Because basically when they look at you, oh, she's a rapper. That's all they're calling you. You're not a scholar. You're not educated. So when you open your mouth, it's automatically dumb anyway. So if it's like that, why don't you do something that is profound to wow and shock people? Yeah, Queen Latifah used to be a rapper too. When she opens her mouth, now you don't get that.
Nope.
No.
Grow up, Nicki.
I agree. I mean, you're not a health expert. And the head of the health in Trinidad had to come out and do a press conference.
Time and money.
Yes.
They wasted.
Yes.
But the count your days,
and honestly, when you ask the questions, what validates you to say stuff like this? Where's your CDC seal?
Right.
Who asked you to come speak at a podium? No one. No one.
But they count your days, though. That just took me out of here. Man. Why is she telling people like she's straight turned into a gangster in the medical conversation? That's crazy.
How did we get here?
Right.
But if you think about it, you started all this.
Right.
Yeah.
You started it, and you didn't expect for people to. You didn't, and the fact that her barbs tried to come for Joy Reid.
Yeah.
Listen, you know how, like Chike said, Joy Reid is apex. When people start putting out press releases in support of Joy Reid, like high tier, because of you, like, oh, we're gonna have to put this out for Joy because we're in support of Joy Reid. That should really tell you, let me go sit down and shut up.
Exactly.
Because I'm not ready for this. Thank you, Joy, for wearing that Jefferson's Cleaner t-shirt you had on. I need that.
Well, we're going to take a quick break. We'll come back. We're talking about Wendy Williams, a lot of stuff going on around her health. And Jermaine Dupri and Diddy, they hint at a versus. We'll talk about that. We'll come back after this.